Welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at something new for my Gravedigger Traxxas Stampede. I was on Amazon again and I picked up a new ESC and speed control. This one is made by RC Running and this is a brushless combo. So that'll be an upgrade over the brushed one that we got in there right now. So what I want to do is I just want to open up the box here in a second, take a look at what all comes with it, and then we'll get to installing it. I'm going to open up the box here and just see what all comes with it. This wasn't too bad of a deal on Amazon. I didn't get it as cheap as I did the one for my Armour Granite, but it comes with all your, looks like, paperwork and instructions there. And we go ahead. Now this ESC looks really close to the one I put in the Armour Granite. That one was, I think it's called R. Charlance or RC Harlance. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. But that looks almost exactly like it, except for I think maybe the fan's a little bit different. And then we'll go ahead and open up the box here and get the motor out. Now looking at the motor looks exactly like the other one. But let's go ahead and we'll get the Gravedigger over here. We'll get it ready, and I think the first thing we'll do is we'll put the new motor in, so we'll take the old one out. Now anytime I go to take this gear cover off, I like to take this wheel off. So what I'm going to do is, I already got it loosened up. I just want to go ahead and get that wheel off of here. And then what I usually do, after I get it off here, get that threaded off here, is I just take my wheel and usually I just set it underneath just like this, and I use the wheel for a stand. Then you got a screw down here and a screw up here, and that'll get the gear cover off. Now we got the gear cover off, we'll just put that over to the side. And now that you see in here, you get the motor out, we got a screw here and a screw right here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take those screws out completely because we're going to put a different motor in. Now we got the motor off, just like that. And then I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to have to get this screw, or washer, sorry, put it back on that screw, and then we're going to have to take that pinion gear off. Now to take that off, you just take your Allen wrench and you just loosen that up. Now before I put this pinion on the new motor, I highly recommend you put blue Loctite on there. That way you don't have to worry about that screw backing off and then stripping your gears out. Then it's going to be a little bit difficult to pop off, so I'm just going to take a screwdriver and we're going to pry it up on there. And then I got it to move a little bit. Then it'll come right off once you get it pried up enough here. Now with the new motor, all we gotta do is take it in and slide it in from the back. Use the bottom one first and got it lined up. That made it a lot easier. And then I put the top one in. Right now I just got them loose here because I still got to put the pinion gear on. As you can see here, once I get the pinion gear on, I'll set the pinion mesh and we'll be done with that, and we can put that part all back together. As you can see, I got the flat of the shaft sticking up here. And the reason for that is you want your set screw there on your pinion gear. That's where you want to tighten it up at. So then you just want to work with it, get it lined up with your spur gear, tighten it down, and then we'll pivot these screws and tighten them down once we get our mesh set right. Basically, when you do your mesh, you should be able to just put a piece of paper through there, and that sets a perfect mesh for you. Now the next thing we need to do is go to the receiver box and get the receiver out to unplug the ESC and to plug the new one in. Now what you're going to have to do is take these two screws out here, and then you're going to have to take these two screws out here, and they are different sizes, just to let you know. These ones up on top are smaller, these right here are a little bit bigger. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these out. The wires are coming out of this, and that's what holds the wires down. That's why you got to do these. Then you see right there, the top comes off, and that exposes the wires coming out of the receiver box. Now that screws out, we can just go ahead and guide this up here over the wires, and there's our receiver. So now we just got to find the one, trace it through here, goes back to that channel right there. We're going to unplug that. We're going to go ahead, pull that wire completely out. So the next thing we're going to do is work on getting the ESC out. Now this isn't the original Traxxas ESC. What happened was I only had nickel metal hydride batteries. Well, the Traxxas ESC that was in this was not compatible with a 2S. But I had a really small 2S from my old e-Revo, mini e-Revo. It was only like a 2200 mAh one. It actually ran on that, but then I bought a bigger Awanfi one to try. So I ended up putting this Arrma one in because I knew it could handle 2S. But luckily, for this time around, I only used one screw to put it in. So now all we got to do is just take this one screw out, because that's all I had holding it in. And then once that is off here, the ESC will just move right out of the way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up with an alcohol pad and get that cleaned up, because on our new one, it has no way of mounting. So I'm going to use some 3M double-sided tape, and I might even use a zip tie, and we're going to end up mounting it just like that. You can see I put the 3M double-sided tape on the ECS. Now all you got to do is peel this off and go ahead and stick it down here where I got it all nice and cleaned off right there. I'm not going to do this on camera because usually this stuff is a pain to get it peeled off. But once I get it mounted, then we'll hook it up to the receiver, and then we'll button everything up and see if this works. Now that we got it mounted up here, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to connect the motor wires and get this all hooked up here. Basically, I'm just going to run the wires right through under the body mount. It's about the easiest way to do it on these. Ooh, that one seems a little bit tight right there. I might have to mess with that one. Let me see if the blue one goes on easy. Okay, blue one went on easy. Let's try this orange one again. All right. There we go. Now that I got those connected, I'm going to flip it around and then we're going to plug it into the receiver. Now here's our wire for the receiver. I'm going to go ahead and lift this box up, and I'm going to run it right through there. Then I'm going to tilt this up so I can see it here. And then we're going to go ahead and plug it into channel 2, which is for the speed control. Now before I button anything back up, what I did is I hooked my Awanfi battery up. And I already got my radio on, so I'm going to come over here and hit the on switch. Man, that fan on that ESC sounds powerful. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the trigger here. Alright, that's moving. And the front wheels are moving. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to button this all back up now. Okay, now this is what it looks like all put back together. That's what the ECS looks like mounted. And this one was actually nice. I had a place to actually mount the switch right next to the ECS. That was a pretty nice touch. We got the motor mounted. Get a back view of that. And then got the gear cover and everything, of course, put back on. But everything pretty much is on this size. Now, I'm not going to be able to do a test run today because it's pouring down rain outside and windy. So as soon as the weather cooperates, we'll get this thing out and run it. But what I do want to do real quick is I got my radio turned on. So let's go ahead and turn this on. And I cannot believe how much air. I can feel the air coming out through that heatsink on there. So let's go ahead and we're going to lift the back end up here. Now we got some brushless power to the Traxxas Stampede. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So that's pretty much all I got for today with the RC running ESC and motor install. Like I said, the next one we will go outside and we'll run it and test it out. I'll leave a link down below to Amazon where I picked this up at in case you guys want to check it out and see if you might want to pick it up. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.